Oh, it's B Dollar again, and it's time to get strange with Stranger Things on Raw. Raw with Stranger Things. Stranger Things happen on Raw, or maybe it's strange that Raw is having some Stranger Things going on because this show was strange. But hey, it's Raw. When is it not strange? But it's Stranger Things, so Raw must have Stranger Things going on. I don't know, but it's Raw tonight, Brooklyn, New York, and I guess they're in a collaboration with Stranger Things, given I believe it's their last season. I think it was their last episode a few days ago. I will say this about Stranger Things. I have not really watched Stranger Things, and I probably should watch it. I've always heard good things about the show. I've seen parodies, obviously, of it, like on The Simpsons or something, in an episode, not an episode, but on a level of Far Cry 5 there. I know a lot of people are pissed off at the last episode, to what I've heard. I haven't really seen detail of it. I just know people are pissed off on it about it, but maybe one day I will get a chance to sit down and watch all the Stranger Things because I know it is a really good show, though, to what I have always heard about. But let's get into this strange episode of Raw with the collaboration they're doing here. Or maybe this is another way for what WWE to kiss Netflix ass. But hey, they've been on WWE now for a full calendar year, folks. But let's get right into it with Brooklyn, New York. And obviously, the whole show and setup, the stage too, and even around ringside had a lot of vines around it, basically with cars from Stranger Things and those Hellfire Club t-shirts, which I always wondered where they were from, but I know it's from Stranger Things now, and that Corey Graves was wearing. But we do kick this show off with the women's tag team titles on the line. Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, or Rio as some would say, versus the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. Let me say this in regards to both Rhea and Io, and I feel like I noticed this. I'm sure everybody else has too, even within their entrance. This, and I think I said this during the end of the year review, that both Rhea and Io are just very touchy feely when they come out there a lot. Like if they're not hugging each other, they are damn near either holding hands, and even during their whole entrance. When they get to the ring apron, like Io is like literally, like just touching all over Rhea's face, which makes you wonder, like, do they got something going on or something? Because it's like, damn, like y'all about to fuck? Like, what's going on? And I think I've said this before. Some people compare it to an AEW with like Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa because hell, one side has a Japanese woman and Australian woman, and the other side with the other company has a Japanese woman and Australian woman in some type of lesbian like relationship almost. The only thing with AEW is that we've already seen Mina and Tony there damn near make out half the time. They're not gonna go too far with that on WWE, but you just kind of notice that both Rhea and Io are just damn near very touchy feely and just hug each other a lot, which makes you kind of wonder if something's going on here or there. Don't know, but hey, I'm just calling what I see. But as for this tag match, though, it wasn't a bad tag match. I don't know. When it comes to the women's tag titles, I don't think anybody really cares who has them. And I know they try to put on people that are actual names and stuff to get people to care about it. It may make you care for a minute, but let's be honest, the women's tag division has always been dead, so I can't really say I care that much. It ended off with Rhea and Io winning the tag titles. Rhea doing like a riptide onto Asuka, and then onto what was it? She doing the Oscar, and then EO ended up doing like the moonsault, and then EO hit a dive on the Kyrie on the outside, and Ripley got the win. So yeah, we got new women's tag team champions. They had Pyro go off, which they probably gonna end up facing Lash and Nia Jax next for the titles, I'm sure. But can I really say I care that much? Do I think both women should be in the main and the title? Sorry, the damn women's title division right now, like the main belt. They probably should be for the women's world title, but like I said, they're in the tag division right now, so we'll see where that goes. But I'm not too surprised that they won, and I feel like this feud has been dragging out for a while. That promo they did on Raw last week did not help things, with especially sending not EO, but Kyrie and Asuka out there, especially with a live microphone. But I feel like this is probably the third, maybe fourth match has been seen with these two. So hopefully this feud is over because it looks like they don't ever escape it. Um, Moving on from that, though, I know they celebrated in the back, and once again, they got more Stranger Things stuff, which you hear the damn Stranger Things music through almost every segment of the show before it gets to the next segment of the show. Well, you're gonna hear that music, like the theme of it, and then they go to the next part of the show, then, or chapter one, chapter two. So, like I said, it's a lot of Stranger Things references throughout the night. But yeah, Adam Pierce was congratulating them, and then Gunther came out there once again. I guess he has a new T-shirt with John Cena, and I guess it says "tap out like a bitch" or something. So I guess they're trying to promote that. But Gunther was in the ring. He got booed. Some believe now they are just turning up the volume of him, so he looks like he's getting more boos when it's really not. But he talked about, management should show him some respect. Fans chanting, "You tapped out." And he says, "What about my respect?" And he says, "Oh, I know the one thing I did." Obviously he's saying the same thing for the past few weeks now, that he made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. But it was interrupted by AJ Styles then. AJ Styles came out there and he tried to say something, but Gunther kept just cutting him off. And he says, "I made Cena tap like a little bitch." And he says, "What is little AJ going to do about it?" And he's just doing the "you can't see me" thing. And then AJ ended up slapping him there and they went head to head. And he says, "You ain't going to do nothing." And he said, "That's what I thought, nothing," then before he walked off. Now it will be a match on Monday Night Raw next week, which will be at like 8, 9 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. Hell, SmackDown's going to be on at like 8 a.m. I'm not going to watch the show till later on anyways, but then again, like I said, I'm not. I'm just gonna have to avoid the internet throughout the day because I'm not about to just get up at like 8, 7 in the morning to watch SmackDown or Raw. So that's not really gonna happen here. Next, they end up having the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. Becky, I don't know if she was dressed from somebody from Kill Bill, just with the yellow and black. I'm not really sure. Somebody, because I think she's supposed to be in a Star Trek show coming up, so I think that's the case. I am going to be honest, I did not really care much about this match of what was going on, and they protected, Maxine Dupree. I'm not even surprised Becky got the title back right here. Just, I guess, even given the finish. Because what was it, Maxine trying to put the ankle lock into Becky, and then Becky just kind of leaned back and held on to the bottom rope as the ref made the count, and basically she stole the title from there. So it's obviously going to be another match happening with these two, I feel like now, but I can't say I cared too much. I haven't cared too much about this feud, honestly. They're trying with Maxine, I'll say that, but I don't know. I think I'm only interested in it because I guess she's just working with Becky right now, but I can't say I got the most care for this feud in general. But hey, Becky got the title back. They played more Obafemi promos throughout the entire, well, not the entire night, but tonight again. Obviously, he's coming to the main roster soon. Um, right after that, Stephanie Vicaire was headed to the ring. I guess they showed the Creed brothers and a ship boat for some reason in the background. Apparently, Chad Gable may be back soon, so we'll see about that. The Usos were in the crowd, basically come out celebrating their tag title win from last week, since they went back to tag titles and talked about, what, whoever wants us against the Usos, we the number one tag team again. So, 4 words, one letter. Yeet, 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 yeet. So, yeah, the crowd yeeted after that. Right after they had a promo with Stephanie Vicaire, who was wearing like a walking boot. I guess she had an ankle injury last week. And she's talking Spanish and saying nothing is going to stop her. So I guess she's not going to give up the title right now. They end up sending Raquel out there then to attack Stephanie from behind, which at first I actually thought she was about to relinquish the title. And I said, you might as well just give it to Raquel, man, because they've really been trying with her. I wouldn't be mad if she become champion right now. But Stephanie, like I said, she ended up getting beat up by Raquel, and Raquel ended up hitting her with like the damn Tejada, Chikanga bomb, whatever you want to call it. And she got a chair in after that. Referees stopped her. She put the chair in her ankle, but Adam Pierce pulled the chair off of Stephanie, and like agents and stuff came out and stopped her. So I don't know if Stephanie is hurt that badly, if she'll be taking time off in that. And I guess they had something during the commercial where she got attacked in the back again, but again, so I guess that either it's gonna lead to a match or it's gonna do something. So I'm not really sure that if the match will be soon than that, depending on how bad Stephanie is hurt. But hopefully she's not injured too long. No. Right after that, Liv Morgan, basically making, I guess you could say, her in-ring return. She's been out for about 6 months since her shoulder injury. She went against Bird Girl out there. The match wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I know they had Rocks get involved and end up like j- um messing with the rope to pull down Bird Girl in the end, and Bailey ended up grabbing a chair from the timekeeper's area and chased Rocks all the way to the back then. So once she was gone, Liv hit the Oblivion onto Bird Girl and won the match. So, like I said, they got Liv a win. Once again, I was just kind of in and out of this, but hey, Liv got the win, so I don't have much to say from it. I guess this happened during commercial, and I did not see this, obviously, but I guess Javon Evans is now on Monday Night Raw officially. He signed a contract out there, I guess, when Adam Pearce was talking to the crowd. Obviously, they've been bringing up more of these NXT guys, but they probably need to anyway, because some of them been there long enough. I know Trick Williams just debuted officially made his debut on SmackDown. Jordan Grace may be on SmackDown too, but they never really said they confirmed it or anything. But it is now official that Javon Evans will be on Monday Night Raw. I figured he was going to be up soon anyways, given they've been bringing him on Raw a lot and putting him out there with some of bigger names and stuff. So I didn't think he was going to. I figured he'd be on Raw and was going to be off in NXT soon. So will his booking go well on the main roster? I don't know, because, hey, when it comes to a lot of black talent, I think we all know and have already had that conversation of how that goes. So we will see what happens with that. But good for Javon Evans to get signed on Monday Night Raw. But now we actually move on into the main event of the show. CM Punk versus Bron Breakker for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk playing mind games out there with Breakker, coming out with a varsity jacket just like the Steiner brothers. If you know the Varsity Club in WCW, you obviously know what that reference is. This match, obviously, it was a lot going on. I did think this was probably the best match of the entire night, obviously. Of course, Breakker was going to be dominant in this match. I know they did the Frankensteiner, but, they kind of fucked it up the first time, but they did it again, which connected it. Um, Obviously, CM Punk was getting the upper hand. He did, obviously, the Macho Man elbow drop. He went for his finisher, but Heyman got involved in. Next thing you know, the rest of, division come out. Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. He's being distracted. Breakker ended up pushing Punk from behind, knocking down the referee. Theory hit the curb stomp on him right after, which Breakker pinned him, but it did not work. Next thing you know, Pentagon's music hit. And then Rey Mysterio, Pentagon, and Dragon Lee jumped off the barricade, attacking the rest of the division members then and fighting them through the crowd to the back, so they fought off. Breakker went for like a spear, but he hit the ring post. CM Punk had hit the GTS, but still a near fall then right after. Heyman was still trying to get involved, but Punk went for a GTS. Breakker got him to the armbar. Punk ended up rolling into the Anaconda Vice, but Breakker ended up standing up then. Ended up taking out Punk with a gut buster, still trying to set him up once again. And he tried to go for like a GTS, but Punk got out of there, hit the STFU then, pulled Breakker back and tried to pin him with the STFU again, still. But Heyman got involved again throughout the match. Punk ended up punching him then, and then Breakker tried to spear him, but he went through the ground. Punk tried to do a dive, but then, Breakker hit him. Some people think it was a botch right here. I'm not really sure, but he did fall kind of a bit awkwardly to the ground, so I'm not really sure. The ref checked on him then. Breakker went to the top rope and then did that thing where he goes to the announce table with a clothesline, but landed on Punk. Got him back in the ring. He went for a spear, but CM Punk hit him with a knee right after that, and then hit him with the GTS and still retained the World Heavyweight Championship. So I gotta say, it was a lot of crazy moments within this match. I enjoyed it. I think it was probably the best thing of the entire night, obviously, but it was a bunch of run-ins. I didn't think it was going to be a clean finish all the way anyways, just given who came out there, and then Heyman getting involved several times, and just a lot of screwy stuff within this match. So it did make a lot of suspense towards the end, which I wasn't even sure who was going to win it. I had already kind of figured Punk was going to win, but I wouldn't have been too surprised if they gave it to Breakker right here and just have him go dominant over Punk, or just have the division get involved and end up screwing Punk out of the title. but Punk ended up retaining after all this, the interferences and Heyman and stuff, and won the match. Honestly, overall, like I said, I think the main event was obviously the best thing about this show. Other than the damn Stranger Things like promotions and all that stuff, it is what it is. Like I said, I feel like it was too much of that throughout the night, but hey, they got to promote the show. Like I said, we got two title changes with the women's tag titles and the women's IC title belt, and I don't know. It's not much to say. It's really say about Raw, even though they felt like they tried to hype it up like it's the biggest Raw that's happened in a while now. And it's the 1 year Netflix anniversary, but I wouldn't go too far to say any of that too. Um, the AJ Gunther match is next week, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's not much I can say about Raw other than just going into the main event and stuff and everything I was just explaining right here. So, like I said, they tried to hype, I guess, enough stuff for this 1 year anniversary Netflix Stranger Things. Stranger Things have happened before on Raw. So hey, take how you want it though, okay? But other than that though, the only most I can really say, like I said, I know they had Javon Evans signed, but hey, also go check out that review for the Wrestle Kingdom show, Wrestle Kingdom 20, which was yesterday, obviously, the retirement of Hiroshi Tanahashi. Check that out. Obviously, you can see in the corner, whatever comes up in the screen right now. But hey, go check out that review right now. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HillTonight890. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and we are out from here, folks. So see you then, and peace out.